Hi guys, so let's set aside for a moment the fact that Donald Trump doesn't understand how a tariff works. He keeps saying that if they're applied to Canada, Mexico and the EU, those respective nations will pay them, which of course is false. Anyway, the alleged goal of the tariffs is to return manufacturing to the USA. The idea being that if the imported good becomes more expensive than the domestic equivalent, this will result in US consumers demanding more of the home-produced product, thus increasing production to meet that demand. There are a few problems with such an approach. However, JD Vance, the Vice President, doesn't seem to understand them.
President Trump has been clear about his plan, about our administration's plan. Our goal is to make it easier and more affordable to make things again in the United States of America. If you invest in America, in American jobs, in American workers, and in American businesses, you're going to be rewarded. We're going to cut your taxes. We're going to slash regulations, and we're going to reduce the cost of energy to build things right here in this country that all of us love. But if you try to undercut us and build outside of our borders, the President Trump's administration has got nothing for you. If you want to be rewarded, build in America. If you want to be penalized, build outside of America. It's as simple as that.
Okay, it's as simple as that, is it? All right. So he mentioned three things here. He mentioned energy, he mentioned regulations, and he mentioned taxes. Now, taxes and regulations are not holding American businesses back. Energy could be a cost that, that they have to absorb or they have to pass on to their consumers. But it's not like in Europe or in the United Kingdom where it's the price of energy is much higher. But anyway, the approach here, of course, is to use tariffs in a way to bring back manufacturing. But tariffs will not necessarily achieve that. See, if you don't have an equivalent product, this reduces availability, which could impact manufacturing if that component being tariffed is necessary to that manufacturing. The quality of the imported product may also be better than the US one. So cost may not actually be a driving force. So there's two things. You may reduce the availability of the product because it's not produced in the US. And that could be important for example, if you're building a car, if you can't get the components you need, then you won't be able to produce your car. So you'll have to import them and you'll have to pay a higher tariff. So you can't find the product produced in the US. And in some cases, the imported product is better quality. So imposing a tariff is not going to make any difference. Now, there's another problem. If the US wants manufacturing to be revived, then you'll have to provide subsidies and grants. And this can be expensive, especially at a time when DOGE, Elon Musk's department, is cutting back on government expenditure. So on the one hand, you have Elon Musk saying we need to reduce government expenditure. And then on the other, you have JD Vance saying we want to revive US manufacturing. Just asking businesses to return or to set up is not going to achieve this. You need to provide them with support. And then we have the issue of volatility. Donald Trump is playing this game of on-off when it comes to tariffs, which is creating instability, a massive amount of instability for businesses. Who wants to invest in a sector that may or may not face tariffs? Who's going to open a manufacturing plant if you have no idea what Donald Trump, the president, is doing tomorrow, never mind next year? For tariffs to be actually effective and bring back manufacturing, they need to be targeted, the government needs to create incentives, and there needs to be stability. And unfortunately for American businesses or anyone who wants to invest in the US, none of these things are being practiced by Donald Trump's administration. So just saying, come back, we're going to cut your taxes and we're going to reduce regulations is not going to achieve very much. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.